Hey guys, CJ. So some stuff's been happening. I'm getting off my sick butt. I need to shave and probably get a haircut or something. Oh, that's fantastic. Just what I meant to do. I am screwing this up even worse. I'm all turned around. Okay. Fuck it, good enough. So, Mouz finally did something with their roster, coming to the same realization that all of us have, and that it just isn't working. Now, I personally actually do kind of like this. It's a bit more longer term in their vision, and it is a bit of a throw our hands up and say that we can't beat Vitality now. We don't think we can get any moves to make us able to beat Vitality now. So we're going to try and develop as the challengers who have come up in the past year has been, the birth of Molodoy. We've seen Na'Vi pick up their absolute youngster who, for some reason, my brain is Makaze. Why couldn't I remember Makaze's name? But Makaze coming up through Na'Vi. We've seen, the young former Na'Vi junior boys team up with Lonix over at Foot and do some more damage. So Mouz is saying maybe we should get ourselves some of that. And they're promoting CjDoesCs, who we've seen, I believe, a handful of times before standing in for other individuals in certain circumstances. But the more interesting pickup is that they have benched Jimmy in place of JL, who's on loan from Na'Vi. And they will be also benching Brolin, who is going to be replaced by CjDoesCs. So minus Jimmy, minus Brolin, plus CjDoesCs, plus JL. And IGLing duties will be taken over by Exertion full time. Now, this has been a cool renaissance for Brolin. I think it's very interesting that he was able to get this opportunity, help lead the team to victory, let's say. But I mean, if you look at the guy in any of their big moments, in any of their matches, I don't think it is a bridge too far to say that Brolin is not really a leader of men. He probably has, because he has a metric shit ton of experience, he was probably just an overall solid voice to have within the team that allowed them to make some better decision making in key moments. But also watching any of the videos that you can about their comms, it's very clear that Exertion has been the primary voice within the team. The emotional core of the team, as anyone who watches any of the interviews and has, followed this Auralist team for as long as they've been together, it's Torzy. Now, that's why I think despite Torzy's personal slump, he was not on the chopping block. Maybe Jimmy wanted to go somewhere bigger, better. We don't really know. We're still waiting to find out. But it is interesting. It is a complete sort of rejig, but unfortunately, they'll be playing their next two events with the roster that I just listed off. Torzy, Spinks, JL, CjDoesCs, and Exertion IGLing, but then for the major, they're going to bring back Brolin to play for JL, which I think it's a VR. I don't know. It's an invite thing. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I know that's just something they must do. So they're doing their best to get this new team some experience off the gate, but they are basically sacrificing their immediate future and their chances at winning the major in order to, start developing. And that's what I mean by them sort of throwing in the towel, throwing their hands up and saying, we don't really have anything that we can do to fix this, and so we're just going to look longer term. And I think overall this is the right thing to do. I think that they should have potentially looked for someone other than Torzy. Maybe they will in the future. We don't know. But like I said, he's the emotional core of this team. So he probably has various intangibles that contribute outside the server, but he's also a 1.03 opper for 2026 so far, and has not really shown the potential that he showed us at the beginning of last year when I was arguably calling for him to start being considered a top 5 opper during his form last year at the start of the year during Vitality's dominance had him up there, man. He was really, really doing well, hard carrying some maps, and he just hasn't shown us that yet. So maybe with Exertion getting full-time IGL duties, with some spots being given up here and there, and some rejigging of the roles, we could see Torzy come back online in a higher capacity. That's what I hope, because you need a strong op to compete right now. It's an interesting move, but there's not really much more to dwell on except for the fact that we'll see them play eventually. The more interesting and funny move to happen is that Senzu has been signed by BC Game. That's right, Electronic is going to be Electronic and Simple are going to be playing with Senzu. You go from the major finals to goddamn Passion UA, which I really liked that Passion UA team. I really liked them, but they really didn't deliver much on what we needed out of them, which is still sad because I loved them. I really wanted to see Try get a big crack at it, see JT get some nice numbers from his weapons. I thought they had potential, but they just didn't do much with it. So now BC Game is going to be Simple, Electronic, Crazy, Senzu, and Skrunk, who's going to be their stand-in for the foreseeable future, while they still find an IGL for this team, as Electronic will not be retaking IGLing roles. But the funnier read of this entire situation is, if you don't know, Fragadelphia 20 at Level Up Expo recently happened in Vegas, which was won by the boys over at Wildcard in the grand finals against Fisher College, which shout out to Fisher. Really, really awesome that they had this sort of deeper run at Frag. They're going to the Istana play-ins after winning the qualifier. They're a college team out of North America with various international imports and the North American flying of the flag of our American boy Corn. Just a fun team overall, something unique within the esports ecosystem, as they're all students. You know, they're all still in school, and I think that's really fun. It's really cool to see sports get that larger reach. But the funniest part about this whole Senzu thing is that he was still on Passion UA during this Fragadelphia that he played, and they lost to Fisher College. They also lost to, or they didn't lose, but they did absolutely crash the fuck out against AGA, which is made up of Spriggy, Bibian. I'm unfamiliar with like this player, but Tiski, Fat Guy, and Austin. And fundamentally, one of the funniest things in the world is that they were losing to them 0-6 on Overpass. They eventually ended up winning the map, but fucking they caused it attributed to Fat Guy, obviously, because this is his plays and stuff. But as succinctly put by Colin, one of the first people I ever met in Counterstrike, really funny guy, nice guy. Fat Guy caused Senzu to rage and chuck his mouse, and the just downtrodden play of Passion UA through this entire event. Well, obviously this was in the works beforehand in some capacity, made Senzu leave Passion UA to go play in BC Game. That's just fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. That's just fundamentally hilarious. It's really fucking funny. But BC Game now has Senzu. Will they do anything? I don't know. And probably. It's a good core of players that they'll tilt off the face of the earth together, maybe. I don't know. It's how BC Game has been. They're still looking for an IGL. We'll see if they manage to pique our interest. But getting started, getting things rolling. Gonna do a video every day this week up until Friday, where I'll probably have one that goes live while I'm gone. But I will be in Austin, or not in Austin, in Dallas for the Blast Dallas event. Sadly, Lonix has an ulcer and won't be attending for Foot, so their coach is Coolio standing in for them, which that is a little disappointing. So I was looking forward to see them all play, but it should still be a fun event. And if for some reason you are there and manage to recognize me, feel free to say hi, man. I'll buy you a beer. I don't give a shit. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day, everyone. And CJ.